Welcome to the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast. I am Stephen Rothberg with College Recruiter, joined here as almost always by Peter Zollman of the AIM Group. Peter, good to see you, but I gotta say I'm a little sad.
Sad because
Sad because tomorrow is Halloween and I am far too old to go out trick-or-treating.
you are never too old to get candy. You may be too old to get trick or treating, although if you and Faith went out, you would be the trick and Faith would be the treat. However, in any case, let's get to it. I like the new spooky font you put up there. Uh, and I'm going to introduce my guest today. That's Stephen Rothberg.
Wow.
He's with College Recruiter, and he just came back from RecFest in Nashville. I came back from LinkedIn Connect Talent Summit in San Diego. And before that, I was at HR Tech in Las Vegas. And before that, Indeed Future Work Conference in New Orleans. Clearly, we get around a lot, and it is conference season. So now we're here to tell you what we've learned. I'm going to go first.
Cool.
It's an AI arms race. Indeed and LinkedIn are battling each other, and hundreds of other job boards, recruitment marketplaces, and technology providers. They're all developing and improving and launching their own AI products. Most of them are AI, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Who's ahead? We'll get to that in a minute too. But first, Stephen, what did you learn at RecFest?
What I saw at RecFest, I think, might be different than what you saw, and I think it's probably a function of who was at the events. RecFest, I, I didn't see anybody from Indeed there. I didn't see anybody from LinkedIn there. It was much more the middle and smaller players. It's the conversations there where people were being candid, which was most of the time, was that the vast majority of job boards and recruitment marketplaces, if they're using something that they call AI, it's really just built on top of OpenAI or one of those systems. Maybe they're using it for parsing jobs or search results or something, but it's not at all to the same extent as what we're seeing with Indeed and LinkedIn. So if you're a medium or smaller job board and you're worried about being left behind, I think you are being left behind the Indeeds and LinkedIns of the world, but not the other 99.9%.
Fair enough. Well, first I'll tell you about what I saw at HR Tech. AI was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of the mid-size and smallish and big job boards, recruitment marketplaces, and primarily the tech vendors. But a few years ago, AI was this big, we're doing everything AI.
Yeah.
Now it's turned into very specific, um, organized products that are being used to do one thing or another or another. And I think that's the big difference. So it's not overall AI, it's we've launched it to do something specific and it works. And it really is working, whether it's AI or not depends, but using Chat GPT or Perplexity or one of them, it really is AI. And then we'll get to LinkedIn and Indeed. At RecFest, were there lots of TA folks or was it mainly the vendors?
It was mainly vendors. I would say probably 80-20 vendors to TA. Um, if you were there as a job board marketplace to meet partners, to get your team together, and that's what we did at College Recruiter, awesome. If you were there to sell to TA, you were disappointed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. At LinkedIn and Indeed, obviously, they brought in their own customers. Each
Mm.
one brought in 1,500, 2,000 customers. They neither one. LinkedIn gave me the number. Indeed gave me the number. LinkedIn did not. About 1,500, 2,000. It's a giant love fest for the product, but they also get a lot of feedback, positive and negative. What I found is, from my perspective, and I've got this much perspective.
Just a tiny bit.
I'm not an expert about AI,
Yeah.
and what I'm basing my conclusions on are brief demos, not real everyday use of the product, right?
Okay.
It
Mhm.
looks like Indeed is much further along in its tools for employers and also its tool for job seekers than LinkedIn is. LinkedIn had been testing their product for a year in charter, which is what used to be called beta, meaning they had 10, 15, 20 outside customers using it, testing it, complaining about it, giving them feedback. Indeed has also been testing for a while, but Indeed has launched a whole bunch of what appeared to me to be deeper and broader products. For example, LinkedIn's is primarily for employers who are enterprise level. Indeed's works across the spectrum. I'm a small, tiny business, not even a small business, tiny business. And LinkedIn's looks like it won't work for us for now. Indeed looks like it
Hmm.
will. Or LinkedIn's looks like it won't be available for us for now, while Indeed's definitely looks like it
Hmm.
is. On the job seeker side, same thing. But, and here's a key but, I was talking to somebody from one of the largest recruitment branding agencies in the US at the Indeed, at the LinkedIn conference. And she said to me, yeah, it may look like Indeed is further ahead, but Indeed has a habit of rolling out products, trying them, finding them that they don't work, you know, launch early, fail fast, pull it off the market, put it back on the market, try again, pull this out, take this in. She said, LinkedIn, as befits a company owned by Microsoft, tests, 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 refines, 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 and when they finally launch, it's launch worthy. Now, again, I don't have experience as a user, but that's what I saw and that's what I heard. Um, do you work with either LinkedIn or Indeed,
Yeah,
Stephen?
we do. We have partnerships with both. Um, and what you're saying to me is really interesting, and it really makes sense. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's somewhat of a cultural thing that Indeed is, for as large of an organization as they are, and part of a very even larger organization, Recruit. They are more entrepreneurial. They're not nearly as afraid as LinkedIn of like throwing something out there, seeing if it sticks. If it doesn't stick, admit failure, defeat, whatever, pull it back, maybe try it again after you've retooled it or just shelve it. And LinkedIn certainly does that. Like we could both come up with a few examples of where they've done stuff like that, but it seems like it's much less frequent. Like what I heard over and over and over again at RecFest from not just job boards and recruitment marketplaces, but all sorts of TA vendors, is that one of the fundamental problems that a lot of organizations in our space are having is with the data. It's not actually the technology. And it goes back to garbage in, garbage out. That if employers feed into the AI very poorly written job descriptions, which is the case with the vast majority of job descriptions, and candidates feed in poorly written resumes or CVs, which is the case with the vast majority of resumes and CVs, you're asking AI to do the impossible. You're asking it to match a candidate that it doesn't really understand with a job that it doesn't really understand and somehow miraculously come up with a great fit. And I heard that from vendor after vendor after vendor when they were off the record.
But,
Are
and
you
I
calling
saw
are you
this
calling me a are you
again.
calling me a butt? And if so,
It, but, and I saw this again at both LinkedIn and Indeed. The AI tools that they have implemented
yeah.
and will look at a bad resume and say, do you want to add this? Do you have this skill? Do you, for this job, you need
Yep.
this? Do you have it?
Yep.
Can you add it? For this job, you are not qualified. We recommend that you not apply. And that's new.
Yes.
And the same on the job description side. Both both employer tools will take in and at least allegedly, supposedly, or in demo mode, will improve on that garbage and tell you how to improve on it further. And that's a huge advance, especially for companies that have, you know, the kitchen sink job description, which is common. You know, we need 27 requirements. These are all requirements. And in LinkedIn, and I believe Indeed too, they will say, what's a must have? What's a good to have? What don't you really need? And that's an improvement for sure. Smaller guys may even be further ahead than either one of them. The problem is they're smaller guys and it's very hard to gauge and benchmark. By the way, we're just about out of time. One last thought about RecFest and the party they throw.
Well, I'll get there, but let me just add to for seconds to what you said. I actually think that you and I are kind of on the same page. I think that technology has really advanced. I think that the underlying data has not, and maybe it will catch up. When you talk to these vendors off the record, it is kind of like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So they're providing the tools to the employers and to the job seekers, and without a doubt, some are using them and improving their job descriptions, improving their resumes, therefore improving their matches. But the vast majority are not. And that's what I keep hearing over. It was frustration that we're giving our customers what they want. Our customers are not yet using it. So I'm hopeful because
Could be.
if the customers, the job seekers, employers start to use it, we will get better matches. The AI really will pay dividends. RecFest. It was very cool. I haven't been to the one in London. That one is supposed to be much more of a carnival party atmosphere. This one was more business. It was more like going to a music festival with different stages, and you could kind of wander, meet people. The focus was on the social interactions, not the content. I would definitely go again.
Well, I haven't made it there yet, but I hope to go next year. But back to back to back to back conferences would probably kill me.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll send, maybe we'll send Mark or Bill or one of those next year, or Kate or something. But in any case, we've run out of time, which is a good thing. It was nice and quick and fun, and maybe somebody got something out of it and they'll decide to go to RecFest next year, or if they're a LinkedIn customer, weasel an invite to the LinkedIn thing, or Indeed, they'll get an invite to the Indeed thing. And if they don't, maybe they learn just a little bit from us. Thank you, sir.
Happy Halloween, Peter.
Thank you. Have a good one. Trick or treat.